In the series of videos, we are solving GATE BM 2021 questions. Here we have the aptitude session. Okay, so this is GATE BM 2021 questions, and we are solving the questions in sequence based on the official question paper and an answer key. The first 5 questions are multiple choice questions. That is, out of the 4 options, you have to pick one. And if you do it correctly, you'll get 1 mark. If your choice is incorrect, you get a negative 1/3. Okay. So the first question is a basic English question. Arun and Aparna are here. We are given like 4 sentences. Which of the above sentences are grammatically correct? Okay. In this particular case, we want correct statements. Sometimes they do ask incorrect statements. Here we want which of the statements are correct. Option 1, Arun and Aparna are here. Yeah, Arun and Aparna is plural, and the correct form of be here is are. Okay. So or is this statement is correct. Arun and Aparna is doesn't fit here. Okay, is will show up if it's a singular subject. Okay, so this is incorrect. And then for the sake of being strategic about this answer, let's say we don't know whether 3 or 4, which of these 3 or 4 is correct at this stage. We just know for sure that one is correct. Can we do something very clever at this stage? That is, we know one is correct. We are unsure about 3 and 4. Arun's family is here. Arun's family is here. There is something that clever that you could do here. So eliminate options that doesn't have one. So C is incorrect. D is incorrect. So you have eliminated 2 options at this stage, which means if we were to blindly guess between A and B, you are likely to get positive marks. Okay. That's just a small strategy here. But let's look at the sentences. Arun's families is here. Arun belongs to one family. So this families doesn't make sense here. Arun's family is here. Yeah, this makes sense. So the correct option is 1 and 4. That is option D. Great. A very, very basic question from English. Second question from GATE BM 2021. This question, we have given some image, some axis, x-axis, y-axis, mirror image of the above text about the x-axis. So they are given an image and they want the mirror image for that. And in this case, they want the mirror image about x-axis. That is also known as water image. The normal mirror image is about y-axis. That's known as a mirror image. Okay. So what we want is this. We are given 4 options. We could either draw the mirror image and then try to map it, try to eliminate incorrect answers and pick them. Whichever works for you, pick that one. Let me draw the mirror image over here. So if you look at this, how will the reflection look in water? Okay, that's what you should answer. So it's going to be P is going to be this, H is going to be H, Y is going to be like this, L is going to be like this, A is going to be like this, X will be X, I will be I, and S will be like this. So which of these images matches this? P is P as such. Okay, it's not a mirror image, so this is incorrect. Okay, we have P, H, Y, L, A, X, I, yes. Okay, this is correct. We can actually, because it's just one choice that's correct out of 4, we can pick option B is the correct answer right now. But just to double check, make sure these 2 are incorrect. P's mirror image, this is not the mirror image, right? Okay, so this is incorrect. We can just looking at this word letter, we can say it's incorrect. How about option D? Okay, this is mirror image about x-axis, H, Y, L. Pretty much the same as the things in option A. The first difference shows up with this yes. Yes is written as such, right? Yes is yes here. There is no mirror image. So this is correct. This is incorrect. So the correct option is option B. Third question from GATE BM 2021. 2 identical cube-shaped dice with each faces numbered 1 to 6 or rolled simultaneously. So we have two dice that has numbers 1 to 6. Probability that even number is rolled out on each of the dice. Okay, let's call dice, the two dice is dice A and B. So we should get an even number in both the dice. Look at what happens, what is the probability of getting even number in one die. Okay, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, numbers could be 2, 4, 6. So the probability is 3 out of 6. That is half to get a even number in one die. And to get an even number in die, the other die, again it's half. Okay. To get an even number in both the die, okay, so this half and half multiplies. So the answer we want is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. Okay. So each die or both the dice, so this word says they have to be multiplied. So the correct answer here is half times half, which is 4. Now, fourth question from KPM 2021. We are given two operators, not plus minus, two operators, operator 1, operator 2. So given any two numbers, they are defined like this. That is, P operator on Q, this operation says P minus Q. P, this operation on Q essentially says it's P times Q. So take any two numbers, this operation says divide second number from first number. This says multiply both the numbers. We have to find what this expression is. And now this is just replace all these operators for the standard symbols we know, and then we can get the answer. So this is 9. The two operators here, or here, I mean the two operators here are 9 and the term that's inside the bracket. So 9 minus the term inside the bracket 6 operator on 7. This operation means product. So 6 times 7, and then this operation again means minus. Okay, and 7 times 6 operator on 5. This operation is 6 minus 1. So I have taken this, replaced all these operators with known symbols. Now just evaluate what this is, we should get the answer. So this is 9 minus 6 times 7, it's 42. What is that? 9 minus 42. I suppose it's minus 33. And then we have 6 minus 5 is 1. So 7 times 1 is 7. So this is minus 7. We have minus 40. Correct answer here is option D. Simple, math aptitude question. Question number 5 from GatePM 2021. 4 persons PQ, R, and S of seat are to be seated in a row. So this is seating arrangement problem. R should not be seated at the second position from the left end of the row. So one condition is given. Number of distinct seating arrangement is possible. So I find it just 4 people, just one condition. It's very, very easy to visualize that. Let's say this is a left end of the row. We have 4 positions for PQRS, right? So R should not be seated at the second position. So R could be here, or he could be here. So he isn't allowed in this position. Similarly, R could be here, right? So how many ways can PQ are seated in this first case? This corresponds to 6 cases, right? That is 3 times 2 times 1. How about this thing? Again, PQS can be seated in these 3 seats based on, again, 6 cases. 3 times 2 times 1. And again, if R is seated here, PQ and S can be seated here in 6 cases. So the total number of cases in which distinct seating arrangements that are possible is 6 plus 6 plus 6. That is this case or this case or this case, which means 6 times 3, which is 18. C is the correct answer. Simple seating arrangement question. Okay, so now we are discussing GateBM 2021 questions. We are heading to 2 more questions in the aptitude part. So each question, all these questions are multiple choice. So only 1 out of the 4 options are correct. They carry 2 marks. And the wrong answers carry, of course, minus 2 by 3 marks. Okay, on a planar field, you traveled 3 units east from a point to, okay, so this is north, south, east, west problem. So it helps to draw simple axis, right? Or so I have drawn an XY axis. Let's call this north, south, and of course east and west at this point are east and west. So wherever you start, there is this point O. Let's make it the origin to keep things simple. Okay, you start at point O and then travel 3 units to the east. So this is 3. This is 3 in the direction east. Great. Next, you travel 4 units south to arrive at point P. Okay. So point P is somewhere over here. You travel south. Okay, and this is point P. Now, then you travel from P in the northeast direction such that you arrive at the point 6 units east of point 2. Okay, this is the second time I am reading the sentence. And the first time I read it, I realized the sentence could be slightly ambiguous. That is, you might think going in the northeast direction means actually going at an angle at 45 degrees. No, that is not the case. Notice where you end up at. You essentially you go northeast, that is somewhere along this direction, and you end up 6 units east of point 2. So take point 2, say 6 units east. Okay, so it's along this line, you end up here. So this is 3, so this is 3, so that the total is 6. Notice this travel is not along 45 degrees. Okay, that's the first thing. Northeast, this is northeast direction, but not along a 45-degree angle. So that you end up at a point 6 from 6 units from point 2. Next, you travel northwest direction so that you arrive at point Q, that is 8 units north of point P. So this is 3. I suppose we travel down by 4 units. Now we travel along northwest, again not necessarily in the 45-degree angle, but we end up at 8 units, which means we end up somewhere over here, so that this distance is 4. Okay, so this is where we travel, and this point is known as Q. Distance of point Q to point O. So we want the distance between this and this. It's very, very simple. So this is right angle. So this is 3, this is 4. We know this is 5. Notice this is 3, this is 4, this is 3, this is 4. So this distance is just 5. So C is the correct answer. So only thing is traveling northeast need not happen along 40-degree lines. And then if you interpret the statement correctly, it's a very simple problem. And know what is north, south, east, west directions are. Question number 7 from GATE BM 2021. This is a simple text inference problem. A small paragraph is given, and I think 4 statements are made on that. We have to pick one correct option. Okay, so the author said, so one tip here, you could either read the paragraph first, or you could read the options first and then start looking at the paragraph. Reading the option first makes sense if the paragraph is like too lengthy, right? You can look for facts and all that. Okay, which of the 4 facts should we be focusing on? In that case, it's very helpful. In this case, it's a short paragraph. As you read it, try to make a 1 or 2 line summary of it so that you can pick the correct option here. Author said musicians rehearse before their concerts. Actors rehearse their roles before opening of a new play. On the other hand, I find it strange. So musicians do something. On the other hand, it's strange that public speakers think they can just walk on the stage and start speaking, just like some teachers can just show up to the class and start teaching. Okay. So in my opinion, it's no less important for public speakers to rehearse their thoughts. All I'm saying is musicians rehearse regularly. On the other hand, public speakers just like that go to stage and speak. Come on, why don't they rehearse? That's what he's saying. So based on this paragraph, which of the following statements is true? We have to pick the statement that is true. Author is of the opinion that rehearsing is important for musicians, actors, and public speakers. Yeah, she says, yeah, musicians do that. Actors also do that. Of course, public speakers are supposed to be doing that. Yeah, he's of the opinion like this. I think this is a correct option. Let's also go make sure that the other options are, are not true. Author is of the opinion that rehearsing is less important for public speakers than for musicians and actors. No. He says See, musicians do that, actors do that. On the other hand, it's very strange that public speakers think they can just like that go to the stage and start speaking, right? No, he is not of that opinion. Author is of the opinion that rehearsing is more important only for musicians than public speakers. Again, yeah, we know by now, I think we know this is not correct. Author is of the opinion that rehearsal is more important for actors than musicians. He doesn't compare actors and musicians. He says rehearsal is important for both actors and musicians. Musicians rehearse, actors rehearse, but why don't public speaker rehearse? So this is the correct option. Great. Simple text inference question. Question number 8 from KPM 2021. Again, another text inference question, I suppose. Some football players play cricket. All cricket players play hockey. Okay, oh, this is a set relation question. Okay. So among the options given below, the statement that logically follows from two statements 1 and 2. So we are given two statements. What can we deduct from it? Okay. So this is a basic set relation because some who play this or this, then all who play this. So start by using Venn diagrams to simplify, to visualize this. Things are very easy. So let's take football players. Some football players play cricket. That is, a small chunk of that is going to play cricket. So some of these football players play cricket. It means there are some players who just play cricket. Okay? So I have drawn two circle centers. All it says is we have football players and some football players play cricket. All cricket players play hockey. So all of these cricket players should be within another set of players who play hockey. Okay. So this is the set relation that we are given. Now from that we have to pick the correct option. So no football player plays hockey. Is any football player possibly can he play hockey? Yes, right. So no football player, we know that's incorrect. And we want to also pick the statement that's logically follows. So we want to pick the correct statement. Some football players play hockey. Some football players do play hockey. This is correct. Okay. Let's just make sure the other two options are incorrect. All football players play hockey. All football players play hockey. No, there can be some football players who don't play hockey. So this is incorrect. All hockey players play football. All it says is all cricket players play hockey. All hockey players may not play football. So this is also incorrect. So the correct option here is B. Great. Let's go to the next question. Sorry about this minor disturbance. Question number 9 from APM 2021. Okay. So this is a simple question, math question from geometry. Okay. The figure shown above PQRS is a square. The shaded portion is formed by the intersection of sectors of circles with. I'm sorry about this minor disturbance. Notifications from my phone, but let's go ahead here. The shaded portion is formed by the intersection of sectors of circles. So we have a shaded portion. We can see that it's formed by sectors of circle with radius equal to the side of the square. So essentially, uh, take circles of radius r, and then they are formed by the intersection of that. Okay. The probability that any point picked randomly within the square, so you pick a point randomly within the square, what is the probability that it falls in the shaded area? Okay, simple probability question. Essentially a question on geometry. Okay, what is this area of sectors and all that? Realize, so the required probability is area of this shaded region by the total area, right? The actual event we are interested in, right? All set of possible events, the ratio of that. So how do you find this area? The outer area is very simple, it's r square. But how about this this shaded area? Simple trick at this stage. Questions like this: divide and conquer. Try to make shapes that you can easily write down areas for. So I'm going to make a cut like this. The moment I do that, okay, essentially now calculating, if I calculate this segment, that is P or let's also call this point O. So P O R, this small segment, it's very very easy. Find this sectors area, subtract this triangle area, we'll get this half of the shaded region. Right? Multiply that by 2, we get the total shaded region. So So that's no, the problem became very very simple by divide and conquer. So what is the sectors P or along this curve? And yes, what is area of that sector? That's very very simple. Total area of the triangle of the circle pi r square. That's one fourth of the total area, right? So total circle is something like this. So it's only one fourth of that will be this sector. So that's the area of this sector. Remove the area of this triangle from there. Okay, so that is area of this triangle is half of r times r. Okay, right triangle base times height, right? So r square by 2. And we have two such sectors. This is area of one sector. Sorry, this is area of this one segment. We have two such segment will be the area of the shaded region. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. And what we want is this ratio, right? The final answer of probabilities is ratio. So divide that by total area. That's r square. Okay, so I think the r squares cancel, and what we are left with is take this 2 inside, pi by 2 minus 1. So option C is correct. So simple geometry question, and strategy here is divide and conquer. Question number 10 from Gate BM 2021. Equilateral triangle PQR. Side PQ is divided into 4 parts. Okay, we are again looks like another geometry question. Side PQ is divided into 4 equal parts. Side QR is divided into 6 equal parts. Side PR is divided into 8 equal parts. Okay, that is a question. Length of each subdivided part is centimeter, is an integer. Okay. Okay, so let's draw the equilateral triangle. So I find it easier to visualize, with so many details. We have an equilateral triangle. It says, let's also label this PQR. PQ is divided into 4 equal parts. Okay, 4 equal parts. Then QR is divided into 6 equal parts. Okay, 6 equal parts. And then PR is divided into 8 equal parts. Okay, we'll do that. PR is divided into 8 equal parts. And it says length of each subdivided part in centimeter is an integer. So this is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer. Right? So interestingly, okay, all the small chunks. So the small chunk is an integer, the small chunk is an integer, and of course this chunk is an integer. Minimum area of the triangle PQ possible. Okay, so this is where the bulb goes. So they say all these chunks are integers. That means the side is a multiple of 8. So that if I divide it into 8 segments, I end up with integers in centimeters. And this side, let's call it total length. That side, because it's equilateral triangle, so this side is also L, and the L is divisible by 4, and it says this L is divisible by 6. All it says is side of the equilateral triangle is divisible by 4, 6, and 8. That's a kind of equilateral triangle we are talking about, and we want the minimum area of that. Okay, now I know. So when is this area going to be minimum? We should be looking at. So the side is a multiple of 4, multiple of 6, multiple of 8, right? So what is the smallest side possible? That's a multiple of 4, 6, and 8, right? Yeah, now we know the answer. We're essentially looking for the smallest side, that is a multiple of 4, 6, and 8. We are looking for LCM of 4, 6, and 8. Okay, and at this stage, I'm going to write down the answer. So if you know how to calculate the LCM, you could do that. Or in this case, 8 is not divisible by 6. So 12 again is not divisible by 8. Then 20, no, 24. Okay, so LCM in this case is very easy. It's 24. So now the question is, what is the area of equilateral triangle of side 24? So side is 24, 24, 24. Okay, we want the area. Of course, this is also 24. And, this is 60 degrees. So half times base times height. I'll check to that. This height is 25 cos 60, right? So half times base is 24 times height is 24 cos 60. It is root 3 by 2. So find out what this is. So this is 12. And again, this is 12. So 12 times 12 times root 3. That is 144. Option B. Another simple. Yeah, question on LCM. You have to convert the text into. You have to actually realize what they are asking for. That is, they are describing a triangle. The question essentially wants you to calculate the length of the triangle by finding LCM of 468. Once you know the length, find the area by using whichever may, whether you remember the formula or just use some simple base height thing to get the answer. Okay, very nice question. Great. So we are done with the 10 questions from the aptitude part of KBM 2021. Now I'll start with the other questions in sequence. Okay? So try the questions ahead of me, try to solve them, try to find related questions, related concepts, see where those questions showed up from the syllabus, and then try to find good references for those questions, and then try to solve them ahead of me. If you get stuck, the best way to get unstuck is to follow what I am doing. And I think that's the most efficient way in which you could learn. Wish you all good luck, and I will see you with more videos.